Representative Ryan.
This bill to limit the constitutional limitation on spending is probably one of the most important pieces of legislation that we can deal with. You know, I just posted recently something about PROMESA, which was the Puerto Rico bankruptcy plan. And there's a desire on the trustees. Puerto Rico filed bankruptcy in May of 2017, and there's a desire to try to get Puerto Rico out of the bankruptcy in 2020. And in it, they're announcing the amount of money that will be clawed back and the amount of money of the indebtedness that will be reduced. Fairly significant reduction in both the secured and unsecured creditors, as well as the pensioners that will be put forward. I've only run for office for one reason, and that's to help keep the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania out of bankruptcy. And then when I think we've gotten to that point, then I would intend to go back into my avocation in life, which is helping kids with disabilities. I'm a CPA. I've spent my entire life keeping companies out of bankruptcy. I've been an audit committee chair of publicly traded companies. If I ran the budgeting in a publicly traded company the way the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania does, we would be in prison. The entire purpose of the Sarbanes-Oxley bill and the Dodd-Frank bill was to prevent the type of abuses that we currently see that exist every single solitary day. We have situations in which limitations and expected earnings rates on pension funds are arbitrarily set at higher rates to keep the amount of the contribution down lower. I hope that once I've become a member of the PSERS board, which I'm on, we can effectively look at that. Sears, to their credit, just recently reduced theirs. The Independent Fiscal Office has showed that the trends for the Commonwealth are not good. Younger people are leaving the Commonwealth in fairly significant numbers. And I will tell you that I am one of those economists that don't necessarily believe that intervention in markets was a good idea. Quantitative easing, as Representative Matt Bradford have often said, is probably my favorite subject, and Representative Grove has asked me to stop ever talking about quantitative easing again. But I would tell you that our pension plans are suffering severely for that. We have a liability and a responsibility to all the pensioners at the state to make sure that they get what are their responsibilities. This bill will help us meet that responsibility. This committee unanimously approved a bill that we're going to be dealing with tomorrow, which is the Auditor General Fraud and Forensic Bill, and I wanted to thank you for that, and which was House Bill 985, and on House Bill 1053, the lean government, I think the vote was 20-5, and I do appreciate the tremendous support for that, and we've worked with the administration in making a couple of changes to hopefully we can get a unanimous vote on that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm neither Democrat or Republican where financial matters are concerned. I just think that when we have incurred a responsibility to obligations for people in this Commonwealth, our retired teachers, our retired state workers, and the citizens who are expected to pay the bill, I think we have a responsibility to exercise a financial discipline to make sure that we establish those parameters to ensure that people's obligations are taken care of without bankrupting the very people who are asked to pay those bills. I fundamentally believe that this bill is one of the most important bills that we can pass because it establishes a framework, because I can assure you, having been in 7 nations that I've seen that have collapsed in my lifetime from some of the responsibilities I've had in the military, the next recession, it will no longer be the legislature's determination about what happens. We will be dealing with the amount of money that is left over and allocate those who have the greatest political voice to get what they want. As someone in the state of Maryland told me very callously from the government of Maryland, when we were dealing with children with disabilities at Good Shepherd, their entire concept was, just keep something in mind, Frank, your children don't vote. The people that we're giving the budget money to do. It's our incumbent responsibility to exercise that financial discipline, and I would encourage a yes vote on this bill.